unfortunately, I've seen in special education where if you take children who have an idea that they're not normal and you take all of these not normal students and put them all together, they create a culture of learned helplessness, of behavior that's outside of the norm, and it takes on a life of its own.
Have you ever been to general ed?
Yeah, I used to be in general ed. I used to have classes. I used to have mixed classes, but then the regular classes was too hard, so they had to put me in all
What
special.
were your grades like in general ed?
In general ed, there was like I was probably had like D's and F's. I got D's and F's.
And what are your grades like?
I got D's and F's now, but
There are 7 counselors on staff here, but we have 2,400 students. So there is a new law that's gone through Senate Bill 1802. It's gone through September 2006 that says that high school can move down to a ratio of 300 to 1. Just because they're more concerned about the Casey and making sure that students have passed the California high school exit exam, and those that haven't passed, that they are getting assistance on being placed in classes to help them pass the Casey, or knowing what resources are available to them, or knowing mostly that they have to pass the Casey in order to graduate. So they moved the ratio down to 300 to 1. But for instance, I have 300 12th graders, or actually 350 12th graders, so that makes it difficult when you put it all on one person.
What doesn't work about special education is some of the new laws and provisions around it. With IDEA, some of the new things are the new response to intervention requirements, or transition requirements, which basically means per student, we're required to do like 30 pages of writing. And so as of late, what I've started to realize is that more than 50% of my job is about the paperwork, not about actually connecting to and being there for students in terms of the amount of time that it takes to actually do and what's valued. Spend a large percentage of my class time in trainings, professional development, and I'm sure this is across the board for a lot of teachers, that training should be in the summertime, not during the school year. But I mean, a large amount of the instructional time is spent for me training and planning for substitutes, and then when I'm there, it's review of what the substitutes went over, as opposed to like the actual activity of teaching. A large percentage of time spent on IEPs, paperwork, making sure everything's accurate for like district requirements, and that makes it has a huge impact on the students, because the students see that special education has become this kind of vehicle for housing rather than for actual teaching, rather than for actual intervention, rather than for actual changes being made with the students.
this school is messing up. I got an IEP they're supposed to follow, and they're not following it. So it's messing up me graduating on time and stuff, and it's just messing me up from me going to college or anything.
So what's gonna happen next?
I don't know. They trying to get me into some kind of adult school, but I don't know. The school isn't handling what it's supposed to handle. It's not doing its business. It's just messing up everything.
Do they do that to people a lot?
Yeah, they do that there. A lot of us got high school. Well, my friends that are graduated, they got high school diplomas, but they're not official high school diplomas. They're like fake ones. I don't know. Just certificates of completion, not graduation. And it's because of the school, because they don't be following the IEPs and stuff. They don't do what they're supposed to do. They don't keep their half of the bargain.
Are you following your IEP?
I try to, but the school was supposed to get me enlisted in December for a program so I could graduate on time, but now it's already March and I'm not even in the program yet, and they're barely trying to put me in. Well, they're gonna try to put me in some kind of adult school and hopefully I pass, but if I don't, then they're gonna kick me out of wherever I'm living, and then I'm gonna be not having nowhere to go to school at.
How's this been affecting your life, like your personal life, the school?
Well, it got me confused and stuff, and it had me thinking about a lot of things that's gonna happen because of the schools are like basically messing up my life. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna graduate on time, or if I'm gonna graduate at all, or what's gonna happen, and then that could change the outcome of my whole life that I've planned already. Like me trying to go to college and stuff. If I don't get this planned out right, then I won't be able to go to college, and I won't be able to do what I'm supposed to do.
And you'll be kicked out.
Yeah, I'll be kicked out. And I won't have nothing. Nothing.
And you feel like this happens to a lot of your friends?
Nah, but a couple of them, it's happened to a couple of people that I know that's like already been here that's been here before me. And it's gonna happen to a lot of other people too, because they don't be knowing that the school just be lagging. They be doing a lot of stuff. They be messing up a lot of people's programs and lives and stuff.
Why do you think they do that?
I don't know. It's just they always want to blame somebody for doing something else. When it's like, they'll be like, oh, well, this person didn't give me this file, so I couldn't do this. And then they'll blame it on the other person. And then there'll be just a big circle until everybody gets something straightened out. It's already too late. I don't know if they do it on purpose, but they be doing it.
They see that they know more, so they'll put more on them than us. But they don't want us to, they want them to graduate before us than that.
Why?
Some of
Go ahead, say it.
some of the teachers, they don't care about us. They be like, oh, they don't want to be here. They act up, so we might as well just leave them in the class, and they don't come to class. So we just write them up and send them out of here and send them to Rose City. And when you at Rose City, you don't learn nothing.
You know, I was stealing. Because I was acting a fool. Because I was used to getting away with it in school. I was used to just being written off as special ed student, have patience. You could go back to class. You know, I was used to sitting in a Friday class and watching movies and eating snacks, and that was my lesson for the day. You know, I was used to that. I was used to nobody challenging my brain, nobody challenging the power and potential that we have. I was used to just being put down and being insecure. I fit into it. The school, you know, labeling me as special ed, because, you know, I know we all have them IEPs, and then once we've been in special ed for a while, they ask us, you still want to be in it? And we're like, yeah, because it's easy, huh?
Well, I don't know.
And what do you get from it being easy?
You don't get nothing from it being easy. You don't learn nothing. When I was a senior here, I signed up for school, and I had wrote, you know, I was writing what I was interested in and what I like to do, and the lady told me your spelling is pretty bad. She's like, I think you have to learn, you know, how to write better, and I was already a senior, you know, and so I had to take initiative to read as much as I could.
There's a lot of things that I know the parents aren't aware of that I've just been made aware of in the special education system. Yesterday I was invited to go from class to class to observe how the so-called, quote, normal class is operated. When you're in special ed at this school, you're sort of isolated, so I don't get the opportunity to see how the other students operate and what they're studying. I was really surprised, amazed, and sort of disgusted, because the same things that we're doing in special education, our children have a label on. The things that they were doing in so-called regular education are the same things that we're doing in special education, and in some phases of where they are, our children are ahead of theirs. Why is it that our children are isolated and don't even know what's going on? Not just the children, but as far as staff. We don't know what's going on over there either. This to me seems like a breakdown. These kids that we have are always like, we're not good enough. We're not going to ever be good enough. Why do they feel that way when the other children are doing the same thing, but they're made to feel superior?
One thing that needs to be changed about special education, that actually a lot of schools and school districts are working on LAUSD right now, is inclusion and having the kids experience general education classrooms. One of the things that's clear at my school is that the curriculums are the same, and the kids are performing up to standard on the same curriculums. So why do they need to be isolated and stigmatized? Students at my school call our building the E block, to me referencing a prison, not a building. Other students at the school are afraid to go to the E block or E building